Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are we getting on? So, December already, and how on earth did that happen? Another year gone, almost. Bethesda have a little bit more information for us about what will be the final patch of the year. Patch 16 should be coming next week on Tuesday, from what they've said here. So, there's quite a little bit in here. Some of it's good, some of it's not quite as good. But there's some interesting stuff coming up, so let's take a look at what they've got for us, shall we? So, Fallout 76 Inside the Vault, Update 16 highlights. This week we're sharing a few highlights from Update 16 so you can get a taste of our final patch of the year before it arrives on Tuesday. Pretty much what we'd expect given Christmas and all that stuff. They probably want some time off themselves, which is only fair. Much like everybody else. So, we've rounded up a few details on lots of upcoming limited time activities, including a free trial weekend, double XP event, and present-filled Holiday Scorched event, and 2 sets of Holiday Nuclear Winter challenges. So quite a bit here, which is really, really cool. All coming with the patch next week, and over the subsequent couple of weeks. So, first and foremost, free trial and double XP weekend. So it's never too late to celebrate Reclamation Day. Starting 12th of December, you will be able to take on the Wilds of Appalachia and play Fallout 76 for free for a limited time during the new free trial weekend. Trial will not include the upcoming Wastelanders content, but you will be able to access the full base game for the duration of the event. I suspect that last comment is more aimed at journalists reading this than it is aimed at regular players, but there we go. Those of us who actually play regularly will be well aware the Wastelanders isn't going to be included because it's not finished yet. So, Fallout 76 will also be on sale during this time, and you can pick up a copy of your own for up to 50% off, depending on time and platform and so on and so forth. Any progress you make during the trial will be preserved as long as you're using the same account, so you'll be able to pick up right where you left off. And as with most things coming with this patch and over the next few weeks, it will be next weekend, starting a week today, Thursday 12th of December, 11 AM Eastern Time, which will be 4 or 5 here, and ending on Monday at 12 PM, which will be about 5, 6 here. So, weekend after next. And that will be for this free trial weekend, the double XP weekend, and a couple of other things coming up as well. So, mixed feelings on this. I think it's easy to say that the player population has dipped a little over the last few months, which is not surprising. The game's been out for a while and they haven't given us any major updates, which is a bit unfortunate. It's a symptom of the delay to Wastelanders, which is, I mean, as I said before, the right call, but it's not really good for the game in the short term. All the players, really. But in the long term, definitely a good thing. So, that plus quarter 4, loads of new releases, etc., is probably a bad combination for player populations, which is explaining a slight dip. It also explains why they're putting out a little bit of free time to get people to come back and hopefully get rehooked. Also, with Christmas on the horizon and nothing much else going on, if they can hook a few players, get a few more people playing who might not previously have been, or a few people who are thinking about coming to the game with Wastelanders, trying it out first might be a good way. It's also a very good time to jump in if you're wanting to play Wastelanders and maybe haven't played in a while, because you can then build up your character through the main game and be ready when that particular update does launch in the early part of next year. So, a lot of good reasons for it, a few less great points, but it is what it is. Hopefully it'll go well. Coinciding with this, new double XP event. In addition to the free trial weekend, we're also kicking off a new double XP event for all game modes, those same dates and times, so you can level up twice as fast as you explore, or even try your hand at a few nuclear winter matches. So whether you prefer to adventure alone, or grab a few friends and leave the confines of Vault 76 together, there's never been a better time to head into the Wasteland. As I said before, getting prepped for Wastelanders is probably a good time to be starting, really, if you're going to do that. So yeah, double XP event to coincide with the free weekend, so all the more reasons to jump in and play, which is, yeah, good at this time of year. So it was always going to be a hard time of year for the game unless they had any huge updates, which unfortunately they don't. For the best of reasons, but there we go. So, the main part of the patch, Update 16 highlights. So we'll get more details on Tuesday when the patch actually drops, so I'll put full patch notes out as usual, I should imagine. So watch the space for a video on that. However, the next update has something for everyone. We'll see. As Appalachia settles into the holiday season, we've rounded up some highlights for you below. Update 16 is currently set to arrive on Tuesday, December 10th, and full patch notes will be posted during the maintenance on that day. So yeah, reading on might help with that. So more choice in nuclear winter maps. I'm not surprised to see this being requested. I am surprised, if I'm honest, to see it happening, but I think they've probably struck a good balance here. Since the launch of Morgantown for Nuclear Winter, we've seen lots of requests from Overseer candidates who want the ability to choose which map they'd like to play on during a match. Now, the big problem with map selection, and it's reared its head in other BR games and games in general, is the more options you give people, the smaller each individual pool of players. Therefore, getting full lobbies is even harder, which it certainly was difficult towards the end of the summer, and it's been a few months since I've played, so I don't imagine it's got a whole lot busier though. So there's that particular issue with this. However, this approach goes halfway to giving people what they want without totally scuppering the population pool. So, not perfect, but I don't think there is a perfect solution here. Whatever they do is going to upset people one way or the other. But they've tried to do their best, I think, to give everybody the best of both worlds. But anyway, in Update 16, the forest is returning alongside Morgantown, and you will be able to cast a vote for your map of choice at the start of each new match. Once the ballots are in, the map receiving the most votes will be selected for that match. So yeah, as I say, you get to put your opinion in, don't necessarily get to decide on an outcome. You might well still end up on the map you don't particularly want to play. Personally, both maps are good. There's not a great deal in terms of quality to choose between them. I personally enjoyed the Morgantown. It was a little bit more dynamic for me. But people want to mix and match. This is an opportunity. It will mix things up. It'll add a bit more variety. Doesn't give you full map selection, but therefore does avoid the splitting the queue issue. So I think it's the best balance they can possibly achieve there. I don't think there's a better option. But for those who want more details, there should be a Zax transmission coming out from Bethesda, basically another mini blog post, over presumably the beginning part of next week for that one. So if you want a few more details, you'll be able to find that there over on Fallout.com. Privacy please, new option for private worlds. So this was one of the numerous complaints when Fallout first dropped a few weeks back, that the private worlds aren't nearly as private as people hoped for. The basic gist of it being that currently, anybody who is on your friends list can just hop into your private world anytime they like. And I suspect that's come as a result of the basic concept that if people are on your friends list, you're probably okay with playing with them, and why would they be on your friends list if you weren't? That would be my assumptions to the thinking pattern behind allowing people to hop into your private worlds. But at the same time, yeah, it's not really all that private. And it's also a multiplayer game. Like it or loathe it for that. That's what it is. So offering a solo experience in a multiplayer game is a big jump, really. It's a big ask, really, of Bethesda. So, however, they are acquiescing to this request, which they said they would be doing as soon as people went, hang on a minute. So, good for Bethesda. Taking a little while to implement, but it's coming with patch 16. So, the details are, following community discussions and feedback, we're introducing an option in Update 16 that will help private worlds offer a true solo experience. Which is really, really good of them in a multiplayer game, contrary to what might be floating around on the internet. That's very generous of them. It's certainly not something anybody has any real right to expect, because it's a single-player experience in a purely multiplayer game. So, good for Bethesda for doing this. To do this, we're adding an option to the play menu when you highlight private world mode that will let you toggle between team only or all friends. By choosing team only, just you and the players you've already formed a team with can enter your private world. Selecting all friends works just like private worlds do now, allowing anyone from your friends list to jump in. So if you want to have a properly solo experience in a private world, you select team only, don't have anybody else on your team, in you go, nobody follows you. There you go. So you've now got the best of both worlds, and in fact they've actually given an extra option that people haven't made such a song and dance over, which is you can literally pick your own team and have nobody but the specific people you want in your group in your private world as well. So you're actually getting more than most people are asking for, at least more than the loudest people were asking for anyway. So this is good. It should probably have been there in the first place. I think there's two sides to every coin on this, but here it is coming on Tuesday. So I think that'll certainly increase the value for a number of people of private worlds, make them more worthwhile. So we might see a few more people picking up Fallout first. We might not. And for me, things that still interest me the most, not really worth doing right at the moment, so I'll still be waiting till the beginning part of next year before I review my position on that. Moving on, contract holiday cheer from the Scorched. So back at QuakeCon, I think, in August, I think it was that early, Bethesda did say we'd be getting several seasonal events between now and Christmas, or between then and Christmas. The Halloween event being one of the big ones, Meat Week, which they also mentioned, and a Christmas event, and here it is. Some of the Scorched throughout Appalachia are getting into the spirit of the season. And looking at this picture, that's daft, fun, and brilliant. I love it. It's very tongue-in-cheek bit of fun for Christmas. I'm very, very down for that. Hopefully you can see this. It's really, really good. I like this. So, starting on the 12th, getting into the spirit of the season, they come bearing presents. Starting on the 12th of December, whenever you spot a Scorched dressed in festive attire, as we can see here, or hear their terrifying, joyous jingle bells, I'm really curious as to what that's going to entail, it's time to go on the hunt. Each holiday Scorched you take down will drop a holiday gift for you to unwrap. Gifts can be low, medium, or high quality, fairly standard fare there, and may contain anything from a lump of coal, good, entertaining, to rare recipes and plans. So I was hoping for item-based rewards. I'm thinking there may well be some cool outfits in there, possibly something like the Scorched is wearing here. I would be surprised if there aren't those things in there. But also getting plans is particularly good for those who like building settlements, things like that. Or camps, rather. Some of those plans that you may have not picked up for rare items, they might be dropping through the event as well, so that'd be cool. And probably plans for crafting outfits as well, so very cool. So you'll also get some wrapping paper, which I'm presuming is an independent drop from the other stuff, so that you can craft a few holiday gifts of your own to share with your fellow dwellers. I'm not quite sure how this system's going to work, but I think it might be interesting. If I had to throw a guess out there, I'd say you take an item that you've crafted or whatever, some new menu option to wrap it, and then gift it to other players, which would be quite cool. Presumably with a little emote action thing going on, somewhat similar to the gifting emote that already exists. But yeah, could be fun. Little interesting choice, but cool event nonetheless. Looking forward to seeing a few more details, hopefully with the patch, or failing that at least this time next week, because the event will start a week today, December 12th at 11 AM Eastern Time, and ending on Friday, December 26th, so Boxing Day, at 12 PM Eastern Time. So running for a good while, this event, which is cool. It's not specific location based, it's just random Scorched, so that makes sense to have it as a longer event. You've got more time to find people, plus Christmas period. Little surprised I didn't run it till the early part of the new year, but I'm going to hazard a guess that they'll have something a little new for us early in the new year, so still very, very cool holiday season event. Santa wearing Scorched running around, that should make for an interesting, daft, tongue-in-cheek little thing to do, and hopefully we'll get some cool rewards out of it as well. Really crossing my fingers for some good plans and some good outfits. Another cool little freebie that they're chucking out in the Atomic Shop, which is related to the event, and quite interesting as we can see here. He's making a list and processing it twice. Well, who's that coming down the chimney? It's Santatron. Not sold on the name there, but okay, we'll go with it. For a limited time after Update 16 arrives, you'll be able to claim a free Santatron bot from the Atomic Shop. So hop over there, grab your free Santatron bot, which works similarly to the Collectron at the moment. Not quite the same, but similarly. Build the Santatron in your camp, and the bot will roam in the nearby area to collect treats for you, like candy, toys, and coal. Makes sense. Good if you need screws. Certainly get those from quite a few toys. Best of all, while the Holiday Scorched event is active, your Santatron will also occasionally give you a holiday gift of random quality. So up until, from Thursday and a week today until Boxing Day, you get random gifts off your Santatron. So grab them from the Atomic Shop, stick them in your camp, get some free stuff. Not just the item, but continuing to generate free stuff for you right the way through Christmas, which is cool. Not till Christmas. Stay tuned for more details in next week's Atomic Shop article on Fallout.com. That should be cool. Always nice to have freebies. This one's entertaining, certainly very tongue-in-cheek. I'm loving that beard. I really want that beard. I like they did Christmas outfits and beards last year, so hopefully we get some cool stuff this year. Yeah, getting some free plans, free gifts. Basically, from the look of this, during the holiday period or the holiday event period, you'll get random gifts from your Santatron. Once that's over, you'll still be able to have him in your camp, wandering around looking like a crazy robot Santa. But the rewards will be more scrap-based, so you get candy, toys, and coal. Still haven't figured out what coal's used for, if anything, though. But the toys will be useful to break down things like screws and stuff like that, which will be quite cool. Not quite as practical, I don't think, as the Collectron, but fun holiday-themed one nonetheless. And it's free, so that's always welcome. And the last little point, unwrap holiday cosmetics in Nuclear Winter. As we've mentioned previously, since our Halloween-themed Nuclear Winter challenges ended a little early, they're coming back in Update 16 for a limited time. Something they've mentioned over the last few weeks and since Halloween. Over the course of November, people had a few complaints that it spontaneously ended unexpectedly, so they've agreed to and are bringing back the Halloween rewards. All 6 challenges and rewards will be available starting December 11th, is Wednesday, and any progress made towards them last time will be preserved. That's not all. You can also get decked out for the holidays and ring in the new year with a set of 6 new Christmas-themed Nuclear Winter challenges and cosmetic rewards. So, Christmas-themed rewards in Nuclear Winter as well, coming up in a week or two. So starting December 17th, a new challenge will appear each day until all 6 are live. Oh, that's cool. So they're going to stagger the launch of them all, but then they'll all run once they're all out, which is cool. And all of them will remain until January 6th. That's more what I'd expect. Here are the dates and times for both the sets of holiday challenges. So, A Nightmare Preceding Christmas, formerly the Halloween challenge. Details. Dodging the copyright very closely there. Comes from next Wednesday at 7 PM Eastern Time, which will be quite late at night, I think, presumably around about midnight here in the UK. And ends at midnight on Monday, so ending at 7 PM on the 16th in the US Eastern Time. So that's just going back over your Halloween rewards from Nuclear Winter if you missed the chance to get them last time. And following that, the next day, we'll be starting the Christmas Challenge, which is going to stagger its way in. That sounded way worse than it was meant to. Well, probably appropriate for Christmas, though. And we'll be rolling through until January 6th. So, lots of cool stuff, lots of cool cosmetics, freebies, little bits and pieces coming over the next few weeks, running up to the end of the year. And, of course, the usual host of bug fixes, new holiday seasonal event, and a whole load of things that people have requested. I should imagine there'll be a few more bits and pieces that they haven't mentioned here as well. As regards it being the last patch of the year, I think it's looking like a solid one. It's got some very, very cool things, fitting for Christmas, lots of free stuff, and lots of things to jump in and get your hands on, which is nice. Reasons to play, but also to, I think, nobody's surprise, no new content. It's probably going to hold that way until Wastelanders drops in the early part of next year. I'm hoping they get it together reasonably early, because it has been a long stint now without any significant content updates. That being said, we all know the reason for it now. They want to get it right, and I would rather wait. The only unfortunate side, of course, is probably exhibited by this free trial weekend coming up, but also, Christmas, is that obviously player numbers are dipping down a bit because they haven't got anything new to engage with, and it's something I empathise with. I'm also feeling this myself. Still playing on, of course, and doing a few bits and pieces, but we're slipping a few extra games in there a little bit more as well onto the streaming side of things. So speaking of, if you haven't caught one of the live streams, do drop in and hang out. We're having a good time. Just finished Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, and it was really good, actually. Had a great time with that one. Going to finish off the Outer Worlds in the run-up to Christmas, and we'll see what happens after that. If you haven't already, it's a good time to be had, so do hit that sub button and notification bell, and then you'll know when I go live. You'll also know whenever I upload as well, which is always worthwhile. For now, do hope you found this useful and informative. If you did, do the things I just mentioned, and if you're really enjoying the content, please do consider becoming a channel member as well. Support is hugely appreciated. Going to probably be overhauling that a little bit in the new year. We'll have some new stuff going in there, so should get even better in the new year. But thank you very much to everybody who's supporting on that particular front, and to anybody who might be interested in doing so now. As always, social media links down in the description as well if you want to catch up with me on Facebook, Instagram or Twitter. You can catch up with what I'm doing over the Christmas period and upcoming streams and observations and opinions about things. There's a sort of mini review of Jedi Fallen Order on there at the minute as well, if you want to have a look at that. For now, thank you very much for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoy the rest of your week, and I look forward to speaking to you all very, very soon.